I'm starstruck. Oh my gosh. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Matt. Yes, I'm sorry.
I'm Bill.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Bill. Thank you for talking to me.
I hope you work, Matt.
Hi,
Matt.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So nice to meet you.
Did you have a good time?
Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, we like to have people.
That's a good color on you. It makes your eyes pop.
Well, that's the whole idea.
You have beautiful eyes. Yes. So is this your place or whose place is this? Like, yours.
Mine.
Gorgeous. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, Matt. Nice to meet you.
Matt, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You have a hot tub in here.
Really?
Wow. Oh, let me help you. Wow. You get in here a lot?
Every evening before I go to bed.
Do you wear a swimsuit or do you go in naked?
Oh, I go in naked. Why wear a swimsuit?
That's right.
I usually watch Wheel of Fortune.
Sounds like heaven. Sounds like the best kind of night.
Oh, you sure have been getting some publicity.
Yeah, oh, you noticed? Thank you.
Yes, I noticed.
Oh my gosh.
I always, at the beginning of the month, try to get the rags that come out.
Oh my gosh.
Look at who
What?
is this?
Oh my gosh. I haven't even seen this. This is amazing.
haven't seen it?
I love it.
And look, there's this.
Wow.
And there's this one.
Wow. Look at that. How cool. Thank you for showing me. That makes
Here,
me...
you can have it.
Really? Thank you. Thank you all so much for doing this. I just feel so honored.
Good to be here with you.
You know, when I was driving here, I was thinking about what really interests me about your group that maybe I haven't heard of that much in interviews in the past. And it's really the business side of the group that is interesting to me too. The inception of the group is just you three, right? And then Jesse joined later.
No, that's not quite true. What happened was we had our first, when we were with Grindr, we went to LA, you know, they shot the three of us. But the comments that came back, the comments were great, but everybody said, hey, where's the person of color? And Jose just lives kitty corner across the street. He'd always stop by and say hi to Bob, see him working out in his yard and that. And so he went out and said to Jose, he said, you know, we need an extra person. Boom, boom, Jose's card was just out there like that.
When I said, well, we just happen to need someone up. And he finished my sentence. Color.
I said diversity.
Yes.
Diversity.
No, we don't say color anymore. We say diversity.
It was meant to be. It was, you know, it was kismet. It was.
Yeah, I mean, we need another color in our
There was only one shot when we started that Jose was not in. Otherwise, he's been all the way through.
You are a ray of light and so much energy.
Thanks. Well, it's coming back at me.
You think so?
That's easy. Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Greenville, Tennessee, the most awesome place in the world to grow up, surprisingly. It was just home until 3 years ago when I unclaimed it, and it hurt, and it still does talking about it.
What do you mean unclaimed it?
Now I have my immediate family. I'm the only one that's living. So I went home for a wedding in my family, my great niece, and it was just like for a whole week, nobody was around. The city had changed. There's no more black neighborhoods where I grew up. I'm just scared to go back now because it's just not where I was raised.
With what I do on my channel, staying informed is crucial. I really find it important that the information that I'm reading and the information that I'm absorbing is not biased and is, I think, what we're all looking for, which is the truth. And that's why I rely on Ground News. I was so excited when they reached out and wanted to sponsor this video because Ground News is truly my go-to website and app to stay fully informed on issues that are most important to me. They gather related news from all around the world in one place so readers can compare coverage and truly understand the world we're living in today. I recently came across an eye-opening story on Ground News covering a California school district suing Governor Newsom over his new transgender law, quote, preventing schools from disclosing a student's sexual orientation or gender identity community without consent. Which sounds common sense to me, but there has been a lot of debate around this. Ground News found more than 130 sources covering this coming from across the political spectrum. I can compare every article with convenient tags showing me context in the outlet, like who funds them, their credibility, and even political bias. Like right-leaning The Blaze reporting, quote, Newsom's law is forcing schools to keep kids' transitions a secret, while left-leaning MSNBC writes it's actually just stopping them from, quote-unquote, forcibly outing trans students to protect their privacy. When we all have access to the same information, we can start to understand each other better and have conversations that are rooted more in facts and less in frustration or even fear of the other side. Whether it's LGBTQIA rights, politics, or entertainment, Ground News always keeps me fully informed, and I feel like they can really help you too. Go to ground.news/Cullen or scan the QR code to get 40% off of the same Vantage plan I'm using, but also plans to start at under $1 a month to keep the platform really accessible.
Were you close with your dad growing up?
Absolutely not. You know, when you look back on it, we were so much alike. We were both hilariously funny, but we were both had tempers. I wasn't the son that he wanted, that macho son. I love my mother's clothes. You know, I ain't lying. When he passed away in 72, I went home and I went straight to the funeral home and had a good talk with him and told him that I was gay. It was freeing. I remember after the funeral service, people were going, "You look so happy." And of course, I said, "Yeah, because he's resting now." That's what I had to say. It just hurt until the old gays were filming for Father's Day. When I says, I have nothing good to say. I just never. I says, I don't like him. I just, at that moment, Ryan goes, "Just say, where were you when I needed you?" And that's all it took. And it freed me up. I was holding all this anger in, and he's dead. I says, what a waste of time and energy, but I got it before I died. And it's because of this circle that I got my freedom.
How has your relationship with him changed now? I mean, I know he's not in the present form, but how has your relationship changed with him since that moment?
I can look at this picture, which is still on my desk, and I don't look at it out of rage now. I just look at it. I hear my mom saying, your dad can't help who he is. She was like that with the whole world. They're like that, but we can't judge them. I'm my mom. Now I've turned into my mom, and it's such an honor. It is such an honor when I talk like this calm, and then I can get totally just say and have fun and be crazy. But yeah.
Do you forgive him?
Yes, I forgive him. And when I was home the last time, I actually went to his grave for the first time.
What was that moment like?
I went to his grave, I went to my mom's grave, and I said goodbye. And I'm at peace.
Comfy.
Yeah, very much so.
Thank you for doing this and for talking with me.
Oh, absolutely love it.
You just had your birthday, right?
Yeah, I turned 80 on May 5th.
How does it feel?
It doesn't feel different than anything else. I always felt like I'm 32 years old. I'm kind of bad sometimes. I'd walk and see all these people together. I said, look at all these old people. And I forget that I'm 80 years old.
My dad always says that. He says, you never feel older. You just notice it when you look in the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I still feel like I'm in my early 20s, you know, and then I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, it's a new wrinkle, or, you know, whatever it may be. And you realize I am getting older.
Yeah. Yes.
How old are you when you realized that you were gay?
I always knew I was gay. In fact, I went to such extremes. You know, you hear about kids playing doctor together and all that kind of stuff. I avoided anything like that at all because I didn't want anyone to even think that I was gay. And I had another one of my friends, you know, invited me over for the afternoon to go to lay by the pool. We did. Then we went and took a shower, and he started getting aggressive with me, and I just slapped his hand away and didn't say another thing because I knew I was gay and I knew I wouldn't be accepted.
And then at what point did you come out?
As soon as I got my driver's license. When I was 16 years old, got up early on a Sunday morning, drove down to Laguna Beach, plunked myself on the beach, and the rest is history.
Yes, what a perfect story. I can picture it now. From the 1940s through the 1980s, Laguna Beach stood out as a vibrant haven for the gay community, offering a sanctuary where gay individuals could find acceptance and camaraderie amidst the broader societal stigma.
The city of Laguna Beach didn't like the idea that the main beach by the Hotel Laguna and going all the way down was a gay beach. So they'd have photographers come out on the weekends and take pictures of everybody.
So they would have photographers come and take pictures to try to like dox you guys and try
to intimidate you. And I mean, they were photographers. They wore full suits and they had those big cameras with the big flashes up here, and they would just walk down the boardwalk taking pictures of group of people.
to try to scare them like, oh, now you're proof that you're gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Did that scare you?
It scared the life out of me. It just, yes, it really scared me.
That the pictures would get out somewhere or somehow and it would affect your life?
Yeah, exactly. I had a friend in Los Angeles, and he went to a bar. It was called the Red Raven. It's been gone for years, but undercover policemen would come in there. One of my friends came in, shook hands with a buddy, and they arrested him. I mean, it was horrible. Griffith Park was loaded with undercover agents. I mean, it was not a healthy time for gay people.
This is the old gays. This is our props and costumes. And look at all of this.
Gorgeous. Yes. Oh my
This is my new
gosh.
summer coat.
Just a sensible summer coat.
Yeah. Sensible wear.
Gorgeous.
Isn't it?
It's so stylish. You look fabulous. Yes.
Oh, thank you, my dear. I moved to San Francisco in 1980 during the beginning of the AIDS crisis. Slowly, I started experiencing my friends getting sick and dying, and by the late 1980s, I had literally lost almost my entire circle of friends.
Oh my gosh.
The only thing that I know of that I can equate the experience of having so many of your friends being wiped out would be for soldiers in wartime who are every day fighting a battle and losing many friends in a short period of time, and that's what it was like.
I would say that there is no suffering thing on the planet Earth that is most profound and challenging as a human being dying of AIDS.
And then in 1987, March, I learned that I was HIV positive. And of course, at that time, there was no medications for it other than AZT, which is a very powerful medicine that made you sick.
Back in the day, the only treatment option available for those diagnosed with HIV was AZT. This drug, approved in the 1980s, offered a glimmer of hope amid the devastating AIDS epidemic. However, AZT came with severe risks and side effects. It was notorious for its toxicity, causing debilitating symptoms such as nausea, headaches, anemia, and muscle wasting. Despite its life-extending potential, AZT was a harsh and often dangerous medication, underscoring the desperate need for better, safer treatments in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Did you tell your family or anything, or how was that for you?
I didn't share outside of my tight circle of what was going on.
That was pretty normal back then, right? Because it was so no one knew, and there was so much misinformation about what was going on that people kept it secret and they would die alone.
Yeah, and it was demonized so, and it was like a plague, and of course a lot of the very religious right, ultra-right people used it as an opportunity to say that our behaviors brought this on ourselves, and we were to blame. And it really wasn't until Elizabeth Taylor, because of her close friendship with Rock Hudson, when he became sick, and she became so involved in his death, and then became such a strong champion for people living with HIV. I credit her with the beginning of acceptance in society of the disease.
Tell America why you're here tonight.
Why? You mean you don't know already? I'm here to help fight AIDS.
At that point in time, because there was so few therapies, everyone was looking for ways to fight the disease. And I remember going to a series of workshops at San Francisco State on meditation, visualization, how to harness those powers in your body and use them. Through those workshops, I learned the power of the mind over the body. I just think I automatically adopted a lot of the practices, and that was a big reason why I was able to stave off the disease for so long.
That is so interesting to hear. So you feel like the power of your mind healed you.
Yes. I was still not on any kind of medication, but all of my numbers, which had been trending down, they reversed, and my T cells climbed back up into the normal range, and my viral load, which had just been invented, if you will, my viral load started dropping, and it was just from basically not paying attention to the disease and putting my energies into living life. And it wasn't until 1996, when the protease inhibitors came along, that I went on any kind of medication. And today I'm, undetectable, and everything is normal. And so I've been living with this disease now since 1987. How many years is that? That's almost 40 years. This is where I do my work. This is a little bowl. The museum has asked me to make bowls for them so they can put in their gift shop and sell. And so I'm generating some bowl designs.
Wow.
And then this is these round circles I'm cutting. This is a table I'm doing for a woman who lives in Toronto. This is the first design model I created, and she didn't like this design, but I do like this design, and so I want to make this table sometime.
It feels good out here, actually. It's not too hot.
Just fine. You can close the door. I mean, I'm good.
You wear a mask when you're in your room?
Yeah, because of the air conditioning. There's the flu, and I'm very all the dust and stuff.
I was wanting to talk about your surgery and stuff, because I know a lot of people have been so concerned because people have fallen in love with you. And how has your health been lately?
The last 6 months will be a work in progress. In January, I had a hip replacement procedure, which went very well. And that's proceeding. It takes a while. It takes about a couple of years, actually, for it to completely heal. But I can move on it. I just have to make sure that I don't dislocate my hip. And then what happened was I was taking a blood pressure medication called lisinopril, and I developed a reaction to it. I'd been taking it for 25 years. Now, lisinopril is known to cause this type of reaction, but it is very rare. So they never tell us about it until it happens. And mine was called an angioplasty. My face swelled up to the size of a basketball. My tongue turned into a baseball. And the glands in my throat had swollen out and down so far that they were afraid that it would crush my vocal cords, my voice box, which of course would have resulted in suffocation. So instead they took me to, I got to the ICU in time, and they put 8 tubes down my throat and pumped me full of fentanyl and propofol and some sort of drug to make me relax, make my throat to relax.
Oh my gosh, interesting. As you get older, things start not working properly, and then you take medication for that, and then that causes something else. You take medication for that, and just a never-ending thing.
Yeah, it is, and mine's a real puzzle. I'm considered a very interesting case.
Does getting older scare you?
No, I've had 4 near-death experiences, and so I pretty much take a day at a time, and that's okay. You know, each day to me is an adventure, and whether I make it through or not is really up to powers that are higher than me.
I did see on the news a couple years ago that your window got vandalized and it was categorized as a hate crime. And is that because the people know that this is where the old gays live?
Well, it's pretty obvious because we do a lot of filming on the streets around here, and normally it's friendly. People drive by, they wave, they honk their horns as we're filming, but you never know who's passing by. And it was a high-powered BB gun that was shot into the front windows and shattered all of the plate glass windows. So it was definitely directed at the house, but the police took a position that it was just teenagers out for a good time.
It's kind of scary.
It is scary, very scary. And so anyway, but life goes on.
Here we go. We're just going to go back over the move slower.
5, 6, 7. Boys and bars. Shoot another shot just to stop the feeling.
See, it's pretty cool. Now I'm going to record it fast so that you can practice it. Let me know if you have any questions.
I promise you, it looks so good.
The slow one's always easier, but
I love seeing the stars at work. It's so fun.
So we're in Palm Springs, and Palm Springs is known for being an older demographic of gay men. How has, becoming gay rock stars in your own life, how has that helped you in terms of dating and meeting men?
It hasn't.
It hasn't? I would think you guys could walk down the street and get whoever you wanted.
Half of the men, 3/4 of the men are taken. And if you want to become a part of, that kind of scene,
Throuples.
or even, seeing somebody's partner on the sly, which I have done, but there's no chance of a relationship there. It's just, cruising the dating apps. Sometimes it's hard if you're a single person in a place like this.
I find it kind of inhibits me to explore sexual adventures with a lot of people, particularly younger people, because I kind of have my guard up, and if someone, if they want to, can cause a lot of problem for you over that.
And I second that with Bob. I'm very cautious about who I go with because it can turn around on you. And in this day of the internet, you could be underwater and never.
I would love to have a lover. I don't like being single. But if it's meant to be, because I'm different now and I look at things differently than I did when I was younger.
How so?
I don't take crap because I love me. In relationships, I used to gotta take care, do what they want, do what they want, do what they want. In life, I was doing that because I was raised church, give, but baby, you need to receive something back. And that's what I do. I take care of Jesse. I wish someone was here to help me, take care of me, but I'm happy. I'm okay.
My time with the old gays was unfortunately coming to an end, but I didn't want to leave, and I knew that I could not leave without stepping in and joining them for a dance. I don't know, something about sitting down with them each individually to hear their own stories, it moved me and made me feel like I got to know them on a deeper level as individuals rather than just the group.
1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, you guys, for today.
Oh, you're welcome, Matt.
So nice to meet you.
Are you here for a while?
I'm heading back to LA today.
All right.
After this.
Drive
So
safe.
you should get you.
I guess we gotta stay.
Thank you. So nice to meet you. Yes.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
It's been a pleasure.
A moment I'll never forget. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We'll probably see more of you. Yes, I hope so. I hope so. Okay.
The old gays are truly full of love. I almost feel like kindred spirits with them. Like when I was there, it just felt so right. I mean, I was like, should I just join the old gays right now? I don't know, maybe I'm an old soul, but just being around them and hearing their stories and just feeling their kindness and their empathy, it just made me feel so happy. And I definitely don't think this is the last that we will be seeing of me and the old gays together. I love that you that are watching really resonate when I do interviews with people from older generations. I found that every time I do an episode with someone that's lived a bit more life than me, I find that the comments and that you guys really resonate with their stories and love to learn just like I do, which makes me so happy because I look at this show as a fun show that doesn't get boring or feel like a school lesson, but I also really want it to be educational. And I know how much I learned when I interview these people, and I always think of you when I'm talking with them and thinking about the things that you're learning too and that we're learning together, and I find that so beautiful. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you very soon. Thank you.